Hey Kevin, I am just looking at your journal number 2 and I want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm not sure we are yet. You said you wrote here, this week I picked the what kind of goals should you pursue? Okay, so I'm going over to the assignment. So let's just go over the assignment. So essay 3 will be about the happiness practice that you pick for this assignment. So it's an important activity, this happiness practice, which you'll be doing for about 5 weeks. Um, the assignment is to pick one of the practices in this document, right? There are about 12 of them, and I think you picked the one called committing to your goals. That's the one that it looks like you picked. So what that means is that every week for the next 5 weeks, you will be using some of the methods she recommends to commit to your goals. To clarify, you'll be using one method per week. So she offers a couple of different methods, but you don't want to, you just want to practice one method for committing to your goals each week. For 5 weeks, you're going to be practicing methods related to committing to your goals. Each week, you can try a different method, if that makes sense. So you shouldn't, for instance, decide next week that, I'm going to practice living in the present. No, for 5 weeks, you're going to be practicing committing to your goals. Okay, and let's look at her methods. They're down here. Recommendations for committed goal pursuit. Read this section. She says, first, consider your most significant goals. So 1 week, and you should be doing this activity for, a couple 10 minutes 3 times a week or something like that. So the first week you could really just write a list, 3 times in the week for 10 minutes each. You could give some thought to your goals, and you could make a list. It could be really complete. I would write down every single goal that you have. And then she says, then cross-reference them with types of goals mentioned in the previous section to ensure that they are appropriate goals to help achieve happiness. I think that's not a reference that we need to worry about. I think she's talking about the previous section of her book, because this is from her book, and we haven't read the entire book, so don't worry about that. Next, choose to own your goals, find deeper meaning if necessary. At the same time, be passionate about your commitments. So the second week, you could make notes about the deeper meaning of each goal. Like, why do you have each of those goals? And you can make notes. And then here's another method. Use positive self-talk, telling yourself you can do the things you're setting out to do. So these are all methods. You should practice one method per week, maybe 3 or 4 times per week. Practice one method, and then you'll be writing a report. So each journal for the next 5 weeks will be a report on how your happiness practice went. Does that make sense? And then there's a few other methods here. I didn't finish reading the passage, but read this very carefully because there are about 4 or 5 methods she offers. And you want to just focus on one of the methods per week. And if you're not clear on how to do this, let's have a conversation. The other thing I just want to show you really briefly is that all of your journal entries should be stacked. Like, I'm just showing you Solomon's to give you an idea, but his first journal entry, which I think you did it too, was your results for the happiness survey. So that's the first journal entry, and it should always be there at the bottom. And then your second journal entry should be right on top of that, and your third journal entry is going to be in the same file on top of journal entry number 2, and etc.